What's up guys, Pablo here with another video, and today we have the unboxing and my first thoughts and impressions on the Zoom Pegasus 38 by Nike. And before we get started, I just wanted to say that I truly enjoy running as a hobby and exercise, but I am not a professional runner by any means, so keep that in mind while watching the video. And with that said, I will be talking about performance today like I usually do with running shoes, but these are only my first impressions since I was only able to run a little over 5 miles with the shoe so far. The Pegasus 38 was released by Nike on April 22nd, 2021, and as the name states, it is the version number 38 of the sneaker. And the retail price for these running shoes is $120 US. And I want to give a quick thank you to Nike for actually sending these over for free in order for me to test them out and send the company some feedback on them. The first thing that I noticed when I received the shoes was that these did not come with the latest environmentally friendly packaging from Nike. Besides that though, the shoes do come in their typical orange Nike box. The interesting part was that Nike added a card inside of the shoe box with a bit of Nike Pegasus branding and a QR code where you scan it and it sends you to the website where they want you to submit your thoughts and impressions on the shoe. And as much as I could do that, I decided to make this video instead because, well, it's what I do. The colorway that we have for today's video is the one that we could consider the OG for this year's Pegasus, and it is the black metallic silver. And it consists of black, white, chlorine blue, and metallic silver. Something that is noticeable right away is that these are very similar to the Pegasus 37 last year, except for the swoosh placement on both the medial and lateral side of the shoe, as well as a couple other minor changes. One of the major changes on this year's Pegasus is that they added more room in the toe box, or the front of the shoe. I didn't keep the Pegasus 37 last year, but I do remember them having a more narrow fit. And also, this narrow fit on last year's version was something that apparently caused a lot of issues for runners wearing the shoe that I became aware as I was doing the research for this video. I will talk about it more later in the video, but this wider fit on the forefoot area of the shoe was definitely noticeable. For a person with wider feet like me, this helped a lot with having a more comfortable fit. A similar update that I noticed, but Nike doesn't necessarily mention, was that the fit at the collar slash heel seems to have been adjusted as well. The fit on this year's Pegasus seems to be a lot more secure and a lot more locked down onto your ankle. I noticed this because the back of my foot wouldn't slip out of the shoe as much as other versions in the past. The 38s now come with a mid-foot webbing system that help a lot with the overall fit and comfort of the shoe. It is designed to grasp more of your foot and adjust better to it, giving you a more solid and stable feel. The mesh on the upper was also adjusted this year, and the Pegasus 38 now comes with a sandwich mesh, which reminds me a lot of the mesh that's found on the Air Max 270. As you would expect with the Pegasus, this mesh is lightweight and breathable to help with performance. Possibly one of the least noticeable changes on the Pegasus 38 is the updated tongue on the shoe. Nike added foam to the tongue to make it more cushioned as it sits against your foot. I felt only a slight difference when compared to the 37s or even other running shoes I've come across, but it definitely helped with giving a more secure fit and a more comfortable feel at the top of the foot. Outside of those differences, however, the shoe is basically the same as the Pegasus 37. Nike even acknowledges this in a way, as its original Nike News post announcing the Pegasus 38 directly compares the two models. One of the highlights of the Pegasus 37 was the introduction of React in the midsole for a more cushioned ride. This remains the same in the Pegasus 38, and I honestly doubt that Nike will step away or step back from React in the upcoming versions of the Pegasus. Something else that remains from last year is a 4-foot Zoom Air unit that rests below the ball of your foot. As much as I personally enjoy the full-length Air units, I think that this one adds a lot more cushion and bounce to the front of the shoe, as it is very noticeable whenever the ball of your foot lands on the ground. The outsole remains the same too, with the waffle and line pattern running through the bottom of the shoe. One thing that I did notice was that this year the outsole had a bit of a splatter pane pattern, similar to the one found in the Space Hippie collection, which made me believe the rubber is actually made out of Nike grind materials. The company did not specify if they used recycled materials or how much recycled materials they used for this shoe, but with the latest and constant efforts, it would be safe to assume that they did. These subtle changes and similarities, however, did play a role in how the shoe feels when it matters. As mentioned already, I've only ran a bit over 5 miles on these so far, but from the warm-up I could tell that I was really going to enjoy the wider fit at the toe box. It made the overall experience a lot more comfortable, and it felt like my stride was less restrained compared to past versions of the Pegasus I have come across in this channel so far, the 35, 36, and 37. This was actually key for me as my main running shoe is the Zoom Fly Knit, which provides plenty of room for me, and the Pegasus 38 felt very familiar to that. It's hard to tell how durable these will be with as little testing as I have done so far, but them being Pegasus, they tend to be high quality sneakers, so only time and amount of use will truly tell. Going off of that though, I have to admit that the Pegasus 38 felt like a bit of a downgrade when comparing them to my Zoom Flies. And it doesn't mean that the Pegasus 38 is a bad running shoe, not at all. It's actually very, very great, especially for the price point, but I am more used to the premium feel and premium aspects of the Zoom Fly, which have helped with performance. Either way, I've decided to use the Pegasus 38 for my shorter runs, and my Zoom Flies I'll stick to for my longer runs. Besides the shorter runs, I might also use the Pegasus 38 for HIIT workouts or as a gym shoe. I did one HIIT workout with these and they were great. They are lightweight enough, and the React and Zoom Air unit provide a lot of cushion for a lot of the exercises. And the shoe's also great if you're planning on wearing it more casually outside of that performance aspect of it. I wore the Pegasus 38 to work one day, and I have to admit they were incredibly comfortable. I forgot I was wearing a new pair of shoes at one point because of how comfortable they were. The only thing to keep in mind is that these are running shoes, and some of the colorways might not be or look the best when worn casually. This black metallic silver colorway that I've been showing you guys, for example, has a lot of like accents of blue, purple, or a combination of both on the lace hoops. So as much as I love the colorway for running, it might not be, or I might not be able to pull it off with a casual outfit. So the Pegasus 38 is a slightly updated version of last year's 37. If you have the Pegasus 37 and are happy with it, you're not missing out on a lot if you don't upgrade to the 38. And that was it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and got something useful out of it. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe and thumbs up buttons down below. I would highly appreciate it. And also don't forget to leave a comment if you have the Pegasus 38 with your thoughts and opinions, so others watching the video can also consider them. Once again, that was it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Pablo, out.